All right, this is the copyright disclaimer. The copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Fair use, fair use, fair use.
Imagine waking up, and the modern world has simply stopped. No lights, no water pumps, no refrigeration. Now, imagine that reality for 11 million people. On March 16, 2026, Cuba's national electrical grid didn't just fail, it suffered a complete and total disconnection. It is the island's third massive blackout in just 4 months. Havana blames decades of crumbling infrastructure. But the immediate truth? The island is being starved. A ruthless United States blockade has severed their lifeline, and Cuba hasn't received a major fuel shipment in over 3 months.
You know, all my life I've been hearing about the United States and Cuba. When will the United States do it? I do believe I'll be having the honor of taking Cuba. That'd be good. That's a big honor.
Taking Cuba.
Taking Cuba in some form, yeah. Taking Cuba. I mean, whether I free it, take it, I think I could do anything I want with it. You want to know the truth? They're a very weakened nation right now.
If you are not aware of what is happening in Cuba right now, you need to listen. It's okay that you're not aware because there's so much other shit going on and it can get lost, but you need to know. So Cuba at the moment has zero power. Their entire electrical grid for the island is completely down. And this is something that is Donald Trump's fault directly. He is stopping the fuel that Cuba needs to run to have electricity and water and all the things that we require to live. He is stopping it. He is not sending oil and fuel to Cuba. And he hasn't really given a reason why other than things like, I don't know, maybe one day I'll take Cuba. I'll take it or I'll have it or whatever he says. There's no reason to do this. He hasn't given a reason, nor has he given the Cubans any idea of what they need to do in order to get this restored. So think about this. If you have no water and no electricity for more than a day, I bet you freak out, don't you? Yeah, you do. So would I. These people are going on multiple days. The entire country, the entire population is affected by this. And yes, there's Cubans. There could be Americans who are visiting Cuba, by the way, who are stuck there. So this is not just like, oh, they're Cubans. It's their problem, not our problem. It is our problem. Our president is the one who is causing this problem, directly causing this problem with no reason or rationale, and also with no way to get this fixed. So please call on your senators, your congressmen, anybody that you can. Make sure you spread this. Make sure that people around you understand what is happening in Cuba, because he is basically about to decimate an entire population of human beings on an island who have done nothing. If you have family members in Cuba or know people there, I am so sorry for what you must be going through, not being able to connect with your family, not being able to contact them in any way, and for the fact that you are probably just so ridiculously worried and anxious. I really hope that this turns around, and it's going to take people like us, the everyday people on the ground, calling and saying this needs to change, because to me, this is also its own war crime.
We're imposing a medieval siege on Cuba right now, and nobody's talking about it. The news isn't talking about it. Nobody's talking about it. What we are doing to Cuba right now is genocide. Straight, full stop. Like, what we're about to do to Cuba is full-on genocide. We have cut off all imports to Cuba. So they have no energy coming in whatsoever. So they have no power. There's millions of people on that island, and without power, you can't continue to sustain millions of people. It's not possible. And we're literally stopping humanitarian aid ships that were trying to get there to bring them, supplies. the US government's stopping all of those ships. So we literally have them under like a medieval siege where we're just surrounding them, stopping them from getting any supplies, and waiting to starve them out. And nobody in the news is talking about it. Yeah, we are so fucking cooked.
And I just think if it was us, when it's us, Cuba has fallen. That island is completely dependent on oil. And 15 days ago, they blocked oil from coming to Cuba. They completely run out of oil. Their oil refinery magically was set on fire. So even if they got oil, they can't process it and they can't use it. So the people are just there waiting. It's 11 million people. It is children. It is elderly. It is sick people, the hospitals. They've run out of food. There's no clean water. So cholera is deadly diarrhea. My period's about to come on. Our government is hostage. They basically can't do anything. They just have to go along to get along. 95% of the country is without lights. It's completely dark. It's a blackout over there. They're only using stuff for military bases and bunkers at this point. Their national grid has completely fallen. They've run out of the state-run internet and the cell services out. This is the largest humanitarian crisis in the Western Hemisphere. There's nothing like this that we've ever been a part of. This is that's just Gaza. It's the Middle East. These are not our issues. This is 30 miles from South Florida. They have blocked all exits from Cuba. Their planes are just sitting on the runway because they have no fuel. 2 countries tried to send them aid, Mexico and Russia. They were blocked by US ships. He threatened tariffs on anyone that sends them supplies or helps them out. Cuba is in talks with becoming part of Mexico, but Mexico is in turmoil because of, and it's all relevant because Cuba used to get their oil from Venezuela. I am absolutely praying for them. May any type of miracle come through. And I just think it's like when people really do muster up the strength to get back at us and get their lick back, it's not gonna be good. Karma is real. We could get it too. If you wanna know what's going on, you have to watch global news. Ours is just not covering it. They're not covering anything. They're absolutely worthless. And I just think if it was us, when it's us, because everyone is not gonna let this go. We have been the bully for so long. They are linking up, and all I do is pray that they know exactly who to go after because it is not us. The saddest thing on the planet, I will put it in my trust that anything with the Trump name on it, I swear to God, my lineage will never forget this. Because if you're human, if you're humane at all.
The U.S. is starving 11 million people in Cuba right now. Power is out, food is rotting, water pumps are shut down, sewage is overflowing in the streets. Russia tried to send humanitarian aid. The U.S. Navy blocked them. American news isn't covering this.
The situation in Cuba right now is just unsustainable. The Trump administration has cut off the oil to Cuba. The government doesn't have gasoline. You have shortages at state food stores. And you have blackouts that are lasting hours and hours every day. There's garbage piling up in the streets.
So they're basically experiencing their worst economic crisis since the communist revolution 67 years ago. You've been covering the island for years. So how did we get here?
The key moment that things really take a turn is January 3rd. That's the day that Donald Trump ordered an attack on Venezuela, arresting Nicolás Maduro, and ended the oil shipments to Cuba. For over 25 years, Venezuela has been sending thousands and thousands of barrels of oil a day, at one point over 100,000 barrels a day, to Cuba to keep it afloat. On January 29th, Donald Trump put tariffs on the goods of any country that sent oil to Cuba. In early February, airlines are notified that there's no more jet fuel on the island, and that the airlines, if they want to come to Cuba, are going to have to refuel somewhere else. Air Canada canceled its flights, Russia's canceling flights. They're sending jets that are empty to Cuba to get their people and to send them home. That's going to be devastating for Cuba's tourism industry. Most experts say it's nearly impossible to know how long they can last without oil coming into Cuba. But what is already a really bad crisis is expected to escalate to unprecedented proportions within a matter of weeks.
So, Franchi, where does this end?
U.S. administrations have been trying to topple the Cuban government for decades, since the Castro government seized American companies in 1960. But for the Trump administration, there's a real sense that it's kind of personal. I think that Donald Trump would like a feather in his cap of being the one president finally in 67 years to get this done. One thing that has really surprised me in all of the interviews that I've done is that a lot of people actually do think that this could be the year that the regime ends, either because of social unrest on the streets or because of some kind of negotiated solution that the Cuban government is going to be forced to accept. The one thing that you hear over and over again from different kinds of people is that they cannot go on like this. They cannot go years with 12-hour-long blackouts and no gasoline and no public transportation. Something has to give.
That's what